A woman's not gonna mess. You think I want my sister to mess with a broke man? No. You think anybody want their daughter to mess with a broke man? No. They looking for a provider, because when a man dies, he's going to hope a man's going to be able to take care of his daughter. We don't worry about our son, because our son is going to go get it. He's going to figure out how to get it. It's the daughter that we worry about. And, you know, when women start understanding that, it's going to be better. But you got to have people like, I think it's Dr. Ray. He's the philosopher, right? It's people like him. If we have more men like that, the world will be a better place.
I tried to tell them, they love
so you believe, so since you want more men like Ray.
Yes.
You believe that a woman should, in the words of Ray, shut up, be quiet, you don't get to address nothing. That's what you think this world needs more of?
Bingo.
I think that he taught that all the time, because it kind of paused in the middle. But, you know, it seems like these are the things we always teach. Character development is very important to attaining a woman. I think they hear that we just say, talk about money all the time. Like, it's other aspects of a relationship. And they hear all or none. There's a lot of other things associated with it, not just making a lot of money. You have to have a personality. You have to be charming. You have to be funny. It's a long list of things that it takes to attract a woman. It's not like us. It's a shorter list for us than it is for a woman. And if you don't have all of those things, or at least a majority of those things, women won't be attracted to you. And we understand that from a male's point of view, it's a way harder to attract you all than it is for you all to attract us. So we understand that that's the case. No, money is an aspect of it. It's just not the entirety. I don't know why we got this all or none mentality. It has to be, oh, you just only focus on money. No, we focus on money, conversation, humor. It's a list of things. Women don't want a pump. They want a real man. And you have to have all them things. So no, we don't just focus on the bag, man. That's ridiculous. I don't know who suggested that.
I want to bring in Al Money. Al, you got to unmute yourself.
What's going on?
Hey, nothing much.
This is very, very interesting. I'm over here watching it with my lady, and let me say, Ray, you are really much a philosopher. I just want to let you know. You said a lot of things, so I have to call in. I just have to. But
I like him already.
What I want to say, I want to go back on this 50-50 thing. I don't know what y'all just were talking about, the 50-50. It's no such thing as 50-50 at all. But I believe it is weak ass men's fault for allowing women to think they have a 50-50 and believing it and promoting that. Like, you got these suckers on Instagram or whatever, like, oh, a woman, like, no, it's no such thing. And I treat my woman very, very well. But it's no such thing. And AK put it better. He said, a woman got to submit. You want a man to lead, and that's how it's supposed to be. But I think women are too vocal now. It's sometimes, sometimes they just got to shut the fuck up. Excuse my language. That's just really how it is. And then the world will be better. That's how Kevin Samuel was saying. If they just shut up, everything will be good. And we'll treat them like queens that they deserve to be.
Okay.
That's right.
The only thing is, what I ask is, that abrasive tone, let's try to avoid that.
Yeah, but I have to put my Kevin Samuel into it, but that's the reality of it.
Yeah. Let's because the thing is, the spirit of the show is that we're trying to bring the brothers and sisters together, and we're trying to reach a consensus. The problem that we're having here is that a lot of the sisters are saying that they are not about the money, that the money doesn't matter, and for most of us,
that's a lie. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's a lie. We all know that.
we listen. If money, if character mattered more than money, well, let me ask Sweet Jones for a second. When you were growing up, who did the girls like? The drug dealer or the guy that was working at McDonald's?
That's a good question.
The drug dealers.
Oh, okay.
Right.
God damn.
Right.
But they said Calvin. They said Calvin. I don't know what's up with Calvin.
They like the bad. Well, everybody was selling dope. They like the bad boys. They like the boys that had some money in their pocket. They like the boys that had a whip that could pick them up for school or drop them off. They like the dude that had a little money in their pocket. Yes.
Did Calvin? What about Calvin? He worked at McDonald's. What about him?
I mean, there was somebody for him too, but the majority of the women wanted the dope boys or the dude that had a little bit more money.
I thought that all of them were like based off of what I heard.
No, it ain't all of them, because I ain't work at McDonald's. I ain't sell dope, but I ain't have no problem. Right. So, yeah, it is what it is.
But hold on, you hear what? You ain't had no problem because you were young.
Well,
a woman that's 30 years old is not gonna mess with no broke man. Let's call it what it is.
Yeah, he asked about high school, but you right.
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Yeah, so
but
it's
they ain't gonna marry him, but they'll have his babies though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me say something. I want to say something. Okay, a while back he's like my role model, Michael Blackson. I had him on my show, and he said it best. A woman don't want to be with a broke man that's faithful. They rather be with a man with money and cheap. And that's just probably 80% of the women would. They don't want to be with no broke man. No woman is going to be with a broke man. Money, I mean, it's sad to say, that's what it's about.
That's right.
We're superficial. Man, we're superficial. Women look at the success of us. All of them. I don't care what they say. They all think like that.
100%.
Right, but is it the man who is focused only on the money, or is it the woman who's only focused on the man's money? They keep accusing it's the women that are focusing on the men's money.
It is the woman. And when people, it's been since the beginning of time, since we had to go take her father the goat and give him the cow. It's nothing new. It always been, everybody just accepted. A woman's not gonna mess. You think I want my sister to mess with a broke man? No. You think anybody want their daughter to mess with a broke man? No. They looking for a provider, because when a man dies, he's going to hope a man's going to be able to take care of his daughter. We don't worry about our son because our son is going to go get it. He's going to figure out how to get it. It's the daughter that we worry about. And, when women start understanding that, it's going to be better. But you got to have people like, I think it's Dr. Ray. He's the philosopher, right? It's people like him. If we have more men like that, the world will be a better place.
I tried to tell they love
so you believe so since you want more men like Ray.
Yes.
You believe that a woman should, in the words of Ray, shut up, be quiet, you don't get to address nothing. That's what you think this world needs more of?
Bingo.
Why? What is the benefit of that?
Now, do you see? Only in America we have this problem because we let women have too much voice. It's only in America.
Okay.
Exactly.
You don't have those problems in Russia.
I've been saying this for you.
Japan. We don't have no problem. Now, all these Western companies when they promote all this stuff, it's like, look, and trust and believe. I treat my woman well. I love her. She right behind me. She don't agree with everything I'm saying, but she ain't gonna come and say, "Oh, he don't treat me." And I do listen to her. A good leader knows how to follow too. But at the same time, Ray is actually 100% right. A woman should just because we don't think with our heart. We're not emotional thinkers. We're logical thinkers.
I cannot.
So, I know we were going to talk about the Hanifa's reaction to the Kevin Samuels video, but what do you make of it when you hear men say that women are emotional, they're not logical thinkers, and only men are logical thinkers?
Are you speaking to me?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh Lord Jesus.
So I believe. Okay. So I'm gonna address your question. But that's like saying men don't emote. And as we can see in these spaces that men emote, but what happens is that we go into these different spaces, and whatever we believe about the other person, these other people. So whatever I believe about Black men, I can go into a space, I can sit back, and they will be speaking to me. And I can sit there, and whomever I'm around, so if I think Black men are trash, if I think Black men are a certain way, then I can go into a certain space, and they're going to be speaking to me, and I'm going to believe everything that they say. Just like men can come on to a certain platform, and they can do the same thing. They can say, oh, well, women are behave like this. Women are dishonest. This is how women think. And they're going to go into spaces where that is what they agree with, no matter what we say. So to me, it's like when you're having these conversations about the opposite, about relationships. I'm not sure where that feedback is coming from, but about
moms, lower your that's you.
About each other. It's not a really great. We're not really communicating well, because I'm saying one thing, but then you're telling me what I'm thinking. You're telling me what I'm feeling. And so with that, a person that is balanced, whether that is a man or a woman, if they are balanced within themselves, they are able to exist within logic and emotion. They are able to merge the two, because there are men that are emotional and don't have a bit of logic. There are women that are logical and don't have a bit of emotion. We have to have both of those things to exist. Now, do I agree that men can be more logical? I do agree. I believe that at times, my husband can be more logical than me, but logic can only get you so far, and emotion can only get you so far. You have to be able to balance those two things. But what happens is that we get into these different spaces. So we have people that go into these manosphere or Kevin Samuels or whatever spaces, and they're preaching to you. They're preaching to your whatever you going through, whatever you feel about women, they're preaching to you. Just like there's Black women who can go into certain spaces and they're preaching to you. So when you come into a space like this, where you are supposed to be having a productive conversation, you are not having a productive conversation, because you only still hear with your Kevin Samuels ears. You only still, there's Black women who can only hear, I don't know if y'all know who Cynthia G is, but you can only hear with your Cynthia G ears. But you're not hearing what's actually being said. Because when you're in a relationship, and that's why I value and there's different types of relationships. I'm not just talking about romantic relationships. A woman who is developing sisterhood has to learn how another woman communicates. A woman or a man who have children, they have to learn how if you have different children, you have to learn how each one of those children communicate, because they don't all communicate the same. They don't all learn the same way. And so when it comes to these conversations, and we don't even want to acknowledge that I even can hear, we talk about women having partial hearing, or selective hearing, selective hearing, but the selective hearing goes both ways, because I guarantee you right now, there are probably a couple people on this panel who cannot actually hear what I'm saying. You know why? Because I'm a woman and I don't really have any value. You don't value me as a woman. You only value what's between a woman's legs. That's what you value. You only value what you see from a woman. You only value her breasts and her booty, and you value those things first before you don't even want to hear what I say, because you don't value my mind. We can't think. We're supposed to shut the fuck up, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that was you know, that was that one's
Period.
yeah.
Fellas, y'all all right?
I don't get that. I don't get that one.
No.
I'm perfectly all right. I think
No,
that if people didn't value more than what was between your legs, you wouldn't be on the show.
Yeah,
I'm not talking about Abe though. I'm not talking about Abe.
But you said there's people.
Hold on. Me and Abe met somewhere in another place. Abe has been on my show. Abe was one of the first people to actually came up on my show. I've had conversations with Abe, so I don't put Abe. See, I know how to put men in different boxes, just like I know how to put women in different boxes, just like I know how that all 4 of my children are different. They think differently, they operate differently, they maneuver differently, they learn differently. We don't know how to do that with one another. I can look at each one of you men, I can have conversations with each one of you men, and I would be able to understand.
I'm making a simple point. If you were not adding value to the show and sex is not a part of the show, then you would not be on the show. So you are valued for more than
definitely
your legs. And if we did not want you to open your mouth and talk, not talking about Abe, but people on the show, people in the chat, people who have subscribed to the channel, then you would not be on the show. So you're not.
I don't know what you mean by that. I don't know.
You're not here.
Hey, let me say something.
You're not here to sit down and shut
I want
up.
to agree with her. I want to agree with what she just said.
Okay.
I'm gonna just be. She made a point. Because when I meet a woman, I got a woman, been with her for 3 years. So, but I'm just being honest. I don't want to know what her mind is like. I'm looking at her body. Excuse my language. That's what I'm looking at. I don't care about what's in her head. Like, she's telling the truth. Like, what man goes in? I gotta look at her.
She spoke about people not being able to hear her because all they care about is what's between her legs. Now you're on this show to be heard.
Okay. Well,
you're on this show to be heard.
But
you're not on this show for what's between your legs.
But Rico, y'all you only talk about a value because right clear as day.
What I'm talking about is what she talked about. She said
right, but she was also in response to what the things that.
Well, I think
said it and Ray said. Right, clear as day said that it's a woman should shut the fuck up, basically.
Well, Ray talked about a relationship. She talked about the show. They talked about a relationship. She talked about and shows like this.
Hold on, Rico. You know, Al Money, you came in here, you launched a grenade with that women need to. He like, what did I do? And so, but this is what she's saying. She's saying that women shouldn't be, well, the women shouldn't be talked to that way, to sit down and shut the fuck up. And that's why I was saying, let's try to avoid the abrasiveness, because the goal of what we're trying to do here is men are trying to air out their grievances. The sisters are trying to air out their grievances. And we're trying to come to a general consensus where we reach some type of solution. It would have been great if you were on earlier. I mean, we're at the tail end of it, but let me open it up to the panel. Just a quick minute and a half for each person. I did want to get a reaction to our sister Hanifa's reaction to Kevin Samuels, because I think she I don't know. I think she misinterpreted what Kevin Samuels was telling the young brothers. Yeah, you may say that him putting the boxes was maybe a little corny, or
I agree.
Or him talking about this how you check your bitch.
Right.
Because I know he said that in that clip. He said this is well, you don't get to check your bitch if you ain't doing X, Y, and Z. That's what he said.
Right.
Was that a lie?
But hold on. Okay, take the bitch language out of there. Take the bitch language out of there. Is what he's saying a lie, as far as in order to keep your woman in her feminine, you have to be masculine, and being masculine does mean providing and protecting for your woman, for your spouse, or for your girl. Because in the absence of masculinity, women then become masculine. And it's why women who have to provide for their boyfriends treat them like, or they try to son them, right? And they act like mama bear. It's why women who don't have men are overly aggressive. So in light of that, what is he saying that's incorrect? That's all I'm trying to. What is he saying that's incorrect that deems him being called the godfather of goofballs for trying to teach men to embrace hypergamy? Because one way or another, you're going to realize that hypergamy is real. If you feel like, hey, like women just love you for your character, get with a woman and get married, and y'all struggle for too long and see what happens.
Oh yeah, here comes Jody.
Yeah,
here comes Jody. Well, this goes back to what I said before. Kevin Samuels criticized men harshly. He
criticizing them in that clip.
Harshly. That's the thing. But those are not the things they remember. I talk about how women are great a lot. I talk about how men need to stop fucking up and get their shit together. But guess what you remember? Guess what is the rip? And I say it loud. It's not like I say it soft. Well, men don't. No, I say men act like pussies. They need to get this, and everybody heard it. But you know what you remember? You remember the worst thing ever. That just goes to show that we communicate so differently. We had a show on that before. How we communicate. We talked about our communication just completely different. We just talk so different, and we just assume the worst things.
Mm-hmm. Peace, Doc. Let me bring you in. What was so egregious about what Kevin Samuels said in that video?
Well, I think he could have made his point a little bit better than he did. I don't think it's, the language that he used was degrading. And so again, I understood he's telling men to, in Ray's words, stop being some pussies and get yourself together, get your stuff, raise your game. So I get that, right? Like, I clearly understood his message. I didn't like his method at all. He was very abrasive. I mean, like, I don't like, oh, you check your bitch because your bitch out of control because she doing X, Y, and Z. That's the reason why you can't check your bitch is because you ain't got your money up. You can say what he meant, all this, then the third. I'm giving you the words that came out of his mouth from that clip, which I totally find to be very demeaning. And it should also be demeaning to you men who are sitting on this panel. Because I know you can say, oh, yeah, that's my bitch. Oh, yeah, this, that, and the other. Oh, bitch, shut the fuck up. That's how you talk to yours. That's you and yours. Mm-hmm. But do I find that to be something respectful in relationship? No, I do not. And what he said, and you all seemingly agree with him, says a lot about you.
That's
all I have.
Sweet Jones?
Hey, from what I recall from the video, because I don't remember, verbatim or whatever, but I agree with what Dr. Peace just said. You know what I'm saying? And this highlights a bigger point for me as it pertains to pretty much this whole discussion tonight. We all got to stop acting like we don't hear what we want to hear sometimes. That's the fellas and that's the women. It ain't just one side. Because where Ray can hear Kevin Samuels said, get your stuff together, step your game up, whatever. That don't change the fact that he said the reason why you can't talk to your chick a certain kind of way or can't get your chick to do X, Y, and Z is because your money ain't right. If your money was right, you can just give her your card and she'll go the hell away. He said, and I know I might not be saying the exact words, but that's what he alluded to in that video.
No, that's what he said.
So that is what I want to say. And you can take this as my closing remarks. We all got to stop acting like we not being selective. Mayat sat right here and said, it's going to be somebody, it may be somebody who's going to not hear what I just said. And they're going to take a piece of what I said and so on and so forth. And it happened. All Rico the plug commented on was when she said something about between her legs, that triggered him. He was sitting back in the cut chilling the whole time until she said. So I'm just simply saying we can't just act like it's just one-sided when it comes to selective hearing. We all are guilty of this shit, myself included.
Thank you.
At certain
Thank you for saying
times.
that.
So we just need to be. We need to do that. We need to keep
so
that in
you
mind.
should lead by example then. If we all selective hearing, because I believe you being selective with my hearing, I wasn't triggered by just the fact that she said that. I was triggered by the fact that she pointed out that people in these spaces don't value women. All they value is what between their legs. So she's talking about. She's talking. I'm using your words.
Nope, you're not.
Talking about these spaces and shows like this and shows like Kevin Samuels' show. You're being very selective when you talk about Kevin Samuels. And first of all, on that show, he wasn't even talking to women. So for a woman to have the audacity to say what we should be offended to when we're being talked to by our brothers, you got a lot of nerve.
But it was out there for the whole of everybody.
No, but he was addressing. He was addressing.
There were women watching. There were women watching.
You can watch all you want. You can watch all you want, but if I'm talking to Ray,
addressing men, but it's the way
you can watch all you want. But if I'm talking to Ray, I'm not talking to you.
It is what it is.
He was talking to brothers, and he was talking about specific brothers who were complaining about mouthy women, and he said, if you even want a chance, you need to first get your shit together. That's what he was talking about, and that's who he was talking to. He wasn't talking to you. And then if you're going to talk about people being offended by people calling women bitches, don't nobody call women more bitches than other women. Because I don't call women bitches. I'm using the word right now. I don't call them that. Don't nobody call women more bitches than other women. So now you need to check them before you talk about us being disgusted. I don't have selective hearing. I listen to all of it. Mm-hmm. But I was addressing. I selected a comment to address. I heard what the sister said, and I was trying to let her know that I hear you. I don't value your vagina because that's for your husband to value.
Oh my goodness, you are. Look at the comments. Look at the comments.
Sister, did you look at the comments about your stuff?
Look at the comments because everyone heard me.
It's under you, but you gonna try to point the finger back at her.
Sister, I asked you.
That's so childish.
Sister, I asked you a question.
That's so negative. That's so negative.
Okay. It's okay.
Okay. I asked you a question.
Hold on.
Have you read the comments about the stuff that you said?
Hold on. I want to bring it back.
Oh, negative.
Miss Polly, I want you to give your thoughts on our sister Hanifa's reaction to the Kevin Samuels video, and then I want to go around and get the closing remarks from everyone. Let's keep it to a minute for closing remarks, but go ahead and give us your thoughts.
Well, I mean, she has her own opinion about, like I respect that she has her opinion about it, but for myself, just his message in general, I don't think it's necessarily wrong. And the reason why I'm going to say that is because, like, I kind of agree with everyone was saying, is he was particularly talking to people who want a particular relationship, conditional relationship, where this is what you get and this is what you're going to receive. So if you want a relationship like that, this is what you have to do to get that. And so he was explaining to people who want that kind of relationship what to do. So that, like, I will agree to some point what Rico's saying, if he is talking directly to those people to give them advice on a relationship that you don't think is okay, it's really like just your opinion. He's giving out information based on people who want that information. They want to know, what do I do if I don't want my girlfriend in my face all day because I'm working? Well, this is what you do. Give her the car, let her run the streets, do whatever she does, and then tell her to come on home when she's time. If that's the relationship you want, and there are some women, let's just be honest, who want that. They want their man, pay their bills, give them stuff, and let them go out to Cancun with their 5 friends. They like that. They want that. And he's giving the information, well, this is what you do to keep that kind of woman. And that's okay. If that's what you want, if that's your structure that you look for, then this is what you do. So I think that's okay. And another thing with the language, I don't like it personally, yes. But other men talk to each other like that. So we have to know that the atmosphere he's in is where men are okay with that language with each other in private. And that's where they say that, you know, what, boy talk or whatever crap is because, or the, you know, what is it, the gym locker talk. You will hear men talk like that. If you haven't been around it, I don't know, but that's how they sound. So if that's how they want to talk to each other and they're okay, they're okay. There's some people who call girls bitches and you'll never know when they're in public. So you have to let them be what they're doing, leave it alone. It's not for us. It's not for other people who have different structure. And I don't think I'm that offended because there are women who want that and there are men who want to give women that, and he's giving them advice. And so I think it's fair. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But I can see how someone could be offended if they don't like that. Mm-hmm. But that's a personal opinion.
Right.